Hello YouTube, my name is Octopus Joey, and welcome to my dumb guide for players, or is it guide for dumb players? It doesn't matter. Welcome to my dumb players guide for Super Mario 64. For those of you who haven't played Super Mario 64, have you ever wanted to learn how to play it? And for those of you who have played it, have you ever wanted to learn how to play it better? Well then this is not the video for you, because this is not a very informative video. Now some of you might be wondering, why would you make a Super Mario 64 player's guide? Everyone's already played it. Well, it's called a dumb player's guide for a reason, stupid. But hey, if you've played Super Mario 64 already, just watch the video anyway. You might learn a thing or two. You probably won't learn much about the game, but you might learn something about me. I'm an interesting person. I'm not an interesting person, but some people like me sometimes. Lesson 1. Understanding the characters. This is Mario. His model consists of roughly 3 polygons. This is Peach. She exists so that you have a reason to play the game. This is the Lakitu cameraman. He is the one pointing the camera at Mario constantly. If you're wondering why this Lakitu quit his job of being Mario's enemy in order to become a cameraman, don't worry, he's still very much your enemy. What I'm saying is that the camera controls are not very good, but that's okay because Lakitu can fly directly through trees. This is Bowser. He exists so that you have a reason to play the game. And there are also some toads that turn invisible sometimes, but they're not important. I mean, they tell you about how the princess and the other toads are trapped in the castle walls, but that makes absolutely no sense, so they're not important. In fact, none of the characters are important. This video is not important. I'm not important. And most of all, you're not important. Lesson 2. Moving around. In order to play this game, you gotta know how to get around. You can walk, you can run, you can jump, and most importantly, you can defy physics. But most importantly, there's the long jump. You can boost forward really quickly, get across long gaps, and you can also do this. But don't get your hopes up, because it is literally impossible for human hands to move fast enough to accomplish something like that. So if you're a computer with Mupen64 installed, you're in luck. Moving around is useful for playing the game because you have to move around in order to get to the castle and do pretty much anything else. Alternatively, you can just sit there and fall asleep. That's fine, but I prefer to actually make something out of my life and not be a miserable failure who sleeps in front of castles. That's why I do nothing but play video games and watch YouTube videos. Lesson 3. Getting started. In order to play this game effectively, there are some things you need to know. Read every single sign and talk to every single character because they're important. They give you important information, such as press B to read the signs. Wait a second, these signs actually tell you how to get started if you haven't played the game before? These signs are stealing my job. Forget everything I said. Don't read any of the signs. You want to collect a bunch of stars, the first one being the one that you get for fighting King Bob-omb. King Bob-omb follows you around on top of the mountain, but how far will he follow you exactly? Unfortunately, if you lead him down this path, he'll just decide walking is for losers and fly back to his starting point. And then he accuses you of throwing him off because he was just too lazy to walk. Fine, I see how it is. If I want King Bob-omb to go places, I'm gonna have to carry him there myself. He ain't heavy. Bob-omb. It seems like you can carry him as far as you're willing to walk at this speed, but unfortunately these cannonballs or whatever make it very difficult to make it that far. All I wanted to do was take the King Bob-omb to the unexplained floating heart and he just hits me with a giant cannonball. Love hurts sometimes. I decided to handle this the same way I always handle relationship problems. By throwing him on the ground repeatedly until he explodes. And I just got my first star and I'm ready to collect even more. Lesson 4. Experiencing the world. If you do nothing but collect all the stars, you're not really playing the game, you're just solving a formula. That's why you gotta have fun with your surroundings. You can do wall kicks on the castle, you can pick up useless power-ups, and you can collect 1-up mushrooms. How many of you knew that there was a mushroom here? If you did, good job, you're a pro like me. But while some mushrooms just sit there and others try to get away from you, my personal favorites are the ones that automatically follow you, such as the one in this tree. They're pretty freaking determined to get to you, and it's almost impossible to escape them. Introducing the Mushroom Challenge! Get a star in Super Mario 64 while the mushroom follows you without collecting the mushroom. I'm gonna try the Mushroom Challenge while racing Koopa the Quick. Well, maybe I was wrong. I outran it pretty easily and I don't see it anywhere. It probably despawned or something. No, it didn't! You're not getting to me, mushroom! You! Hurry up and give me the star! Get the star! Get the star! Does that count as collecting it? I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. So close! Oh yeah, I was talking about level exploration. Run around. It's fun sometimes, I guess. Lesson 5. Advanced Movement. Okay, so you know the basics of moving, but sometimes it can still be difficult, and that can make it hard to do simple tasks such as opening a box. It's not because I made multiple mistakes in a row or anything, I never make mistakes. You gotta know how to move around, you know? First, there's the cannons, which are terrible for aiming. Next, there's the Koopa shell, which lets you move quickly, but it's impractical in almost every way. Really though, I can't even collect coins on this thing. Also, you can't run into anything except Goombas, so that's disappointing. There's the wing cap, which lets you fly and helps make the cannons a little more useful. And of course, you need to know how to swim. You press A and it makes you move your arms, and moving your arms makes you swim. Congratulations, now you know how water works. There's also a completely useless Koopa shell that makes you swim slightly faster for about 5 seconds. Swimming in this game is kind of slow, but the music in the water levels is really good. So it's like being stuck in traffic while your favorite song is playing on the radio, but also you can drown. Lesson 6, strategies or whatever. You may be thinking to yourself, this is a platformer, there's nothing to strategize. Well, you're almost entirely right, but you still gotta figure some things out sometimes. First of all, always read the names of the stars, because otherwise you'll get lost and confused and start running around like a homeless man on drugs. And even once you do know where to go, you need to figure out what to do once you get there. For example, how do I defeat this dude? Oh wait, he tells you. Okay, bad example. Here's a better one. So there's an eel in the sunken ship and you gotta get him out. How do you do it, you might ask? Well, you gotta swim up to him, swim away, come back and he's gone. How are you supposed to know that, you might ask? Lesson 7. The piano isn't scary. Why does everyone find the piano so scary? If you stand back far enough, it can't even hurt you. Plus, it moves pretty slowly to begin with, so it's not difficult to get the coin it's guarding. Sure, it has teeth, but you know what else has teeth? Dogs. Are dogs scary? Point taken. Forget everything I just said. The piano is scary. Lesson 8. The first-person camera. The first-person camera is completely useless, and no one likes it. But since I'm stupid, I'm gonna complete the first Bowser world with it enabled anyway. Yep, the first-person camera is absolutely terrible. It's very disorienting and you can't see your surroundings at all, but I just know this game too well. I didn't really have much trouble at all. I mean, there were a few close calls, but I somehow managed to get to Bowser on my first try. And once I got there, I had to throw him a few times across short distances because it's impossible to aim with this camera, but I eventually defeated him. I imagine someone who doesn't have 15 plus years of experience with this game may have some trouble with the first-person camera, but I almost wonder if I could beat the entire game with it enabled. Well, I'm not gonna do that right now. Instead, in order to not show you the entire game in the beginner's guide, I'm just gonna skip to the part where I've already 100%ed the game. Lesson 9. 100% bonuses. After you collect all 120 stars, a cannon opens up outside letting you go on the roof, which lets you explore the castle grounds even more. There's absolutely nothing useful about this, but shut up, it's cool anyway. Also, Yoshi exists, but only for about 10 seconds. He gives you a new triple jump that is entirely useless. Seriously, I have no idea how you could use this practically for anything. None of the levels are designed in a way that would put this to good use. You can also fly around the castle, which is pretty cool, and there's a glitch that lets you get inside the castle walls. But wait, that toad at the beginning said that Princess Peach and all the toads are inside the castle walls. He lied to me! That's about it for 100% bonuses, but it's also worth noting that if you hang from this corner of the castle and then pull yourself back up, your head disappears instantly and you die. Why does this happen, you might ask? I have two theories. The first one is that this part of the castle is cursed and doesn't want to be climbed. If you do, it requires 2 sacrifices. Your life and your hat. My second and more likely theory is that it's just a glitch. Also, this thing has no collision data. This is my house now. Lesson 10. There's no more lessons. Well, I hope you enjoyed my completely useless tutorial about how to play a game that everyone's played already. If somehow you haven't played it, go out and play it, and try not to remember anything that I said in this video because I'm pretty sure all I did was spew garbage out of my mouth for about 10 minutes. I hope you learned a lot about this game that came out almost 21 years ago. I know you didn't, except maybe that one mushroom in Womp's Fortress. So hey, this video is already more informative than I originally intended. My name is Octopus Joey. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and click either of the videos on screen for more. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/octojoey and follow me on social media at twitter.com/octojoey and facebook.com/octopusjoey.